Hello. Welcome back to the channel, my fellow meatbags that are ready to be beaten or brutally murdered by someone with a flying hat. Hey, who threw that? And also, welcome back to my fellow Mortal Kombat game fans who also felt like the 2021 movie wasn't great. Let's talk about Mortal Kombat 2021. Mortal Kombat is a series I've known and loved for a long time, ever since I was the baby, playing on the arcades at Time Zone and other places playing Mortal Kombat, and usually getting beaten because I was a child. But now, I'm pretty good at it when I play the campaign, or against the AI, on easy difficulty.
Earthrealm is free!
Ever since the glory days of Super Mario Bros. Releasing into theaters, Hollywood and movie companies have tried and tried again to make video game movies a thing, striking out more times than myself at the Yakuza batting center. Seriously, fuck that minigame. With hit after hit to their battleship, they seem to keep trying, and with really no success from it. You can sit there and say the Tomb Raider movies were alright, or movies like Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog, or even Mortal Kombat 1995 were alright. But that doesn't beat the allegations of there being bad video game movies when we have directors like Uwe Boll around.
I hate video games.
But today I want to talk about one of the more recent of these video game movie failures, or well, at least disappointing, and that is Mortal Kombat 2021, which I really thought was going to be good. I don't know why, because I should have assumed video game movie, and that really should have been my first sign. The movie is directed by Simon McQuoid, if I'm saying that right, who if you haven't heard of before, well, he mainly worked in commercials till he got offered to direct Mortal Kombat. I tried to look up the commercials Simon worked on, and from what I gathered when searching him, he may or may not have directed a couple PlayStation commercials, but he definitely did direct a John Hamm H&R Block commercial in 2017. By the way, this is not a video sponsored by H&R Block, so H&R, my compensation for playing that, you can DM me here. The movie had been in development hell for quite some time though. Ever since 2011, the movie had been worked on and tried to get steered in a direction for a while, until finally 2016, which was when James Wan, director of movies like Saw, The Conjuring 1 and 2, and of course, Aquaman 1 and 2,
Could've just peed on it.
Since James Wan became involved, the wheels were turning as they had a sort of script in place for it, but was finally properly being worked on by Mr. Greg Russo, who has said in interviews he's a huge fan of the series. But if that were true, I feel this movie would have been better, especially if they changed one thing, which we will get to. Now, I'm not pitchforks in hands going after anyone here, but with how this movie was, it doesn't get me excited for what Mr. Greg Russo's up to next. But hopefully it's not another beloved video game franchise. Oh no. Nothing at all. No, I'm kidding. I guess I have a couple things I like. For starters, I do like the opening scene of this movie a lot. They really reel you in with the opening couple minutes, so if you've seen the opening on YouTube, that's really all you've got to see. You feel bad for Hanzo losing his family. I didn't expect them to show his dead family since movies don't usually show dead kids, but it is R18. I also really especially like the fight between Bi-Han and Hanzo. It honestly felt like a completely different movie from the rest of what we get. From then on though, I really like the choices for the cast, mostly. I think almost everyone does a great job in this movie, even if some of them just become cannon fodder for kills. Oh no, not Rico. Bet you guys didn't even know what his name was till I said it, huh? Yeah, me neither. I think the standout performances are Ludi Lin as Liu Kang. For one, he did a great job portraying who should have been the main character. Also, Max Huang as Kung Lao, he was great. Chin Han, great stuff. Joe Taslim, even if he just had to only stand there menacingly. Jessica McName as Sonya was okay, but mainly she was just sulking throughout that she wasn't a chosen combatant. Oh wait, sorry. Combatant. But then of course, let's talk about the standout of the movie really, the best part of the movie, and he knows it. Josh Lawson as Kano. Kano has always been an annoying Australian arsehole of a character in the games, and even movie. But in this, clearly Josh read the script and went, yeah, I'm gonna kill this role. And he did throughout. Even when there's a dull moment in this film, when Kano pops up, it goes up, even if it's just a little bit. And hopefully we get to see more of him throughout, especially if most likely a sequel happens. Oh shit. Mainly everything else about this movie was not good. This felt like a movie that would have been released in the early 2000s, and maybe if it did, then maybe I wouldn't be as harsh on it. But the movie was released in 2021, so I'm going to be harsh on it. You could blame a lot of things on why this movie was bad. Maybe it was because of budget constraints, a draft of the movie that wasn't that well put together.
You stupid monkey!
or even that it's a video game movie, and those are like a bad luck charm for some reason. But Hollywood keeps saying yes or spinning that video game movie wheel. And I'm sure they're going to start spinning it a lot more thanks to movies like Super Mario Brothers. Yeah. There are things in this movie that either make zero sense and happen out of nowhere, or was a choice that if changed would have been for the better. Let's start with the fights, or combat, which was not great. The only exception being the opening fight, and that's really it. Some people say, oh, the final fight was cool, and maybe if I wasn't disappointed throughout the movie and only watched that scene, then yeah, it was, but it really wasn't. I think people see Scorpion and Sub-Zero, people just go, oh yeah, I know them! Each and every other fighter had a lack of something in them, and they never felt impactful with the amount of fights we saw. You'd think there'd be some good ones aside from the first fight, but no. This film rushes and doesn't explain much throughout. We don't really have a time to breathe when we have these moments of nearly having character development or lore building, and then it just moves suddenly onto the next scene. We'll get a scene where Kung Lao will be drained of his life suddenly during a fight, but it didn't feel like someone that should have died. Out of them, Kung Lao was one of the most decent characters in the film, but he was barely a character you could get behind. What, he had the fatality in this movie, so he's deserving to die? Oh boy, I tell you guys, that Kung Lao, he seemed like a cool character. I hope they develop his character in much more for a sequel. Oh, shit. We also have Sonya, like I said earlier, who isn't of importance until she kills Kano, as throughout the movie she's telling people, we gotta get to this location for Mortal Kombat. Come on guys, you can't be here, you weren't chosen. Okay, well, I'm gonna hang around anyways and be sulky the whole time, is that okay? Yeah, sure, whatever, what do I care? Speaking of sulkers, Raiden. My god, I can't get over his character in this. Raiden is one of the best characters in the Mortal Kombat universe, a god that cares for the Elf Realm.
Okay people, tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Santa's coming to town.
A god that cares dearly for Earthrealm, and so throughout the series always leaves hope for everyone he has fighting with him, even when losing, always doing the best he can, even die trying to save Earthrealm, and caring for the people I believe he calls friends. In this movie, however, he's fucking unbearable.
This is what I have to work with. You are in no physical or mental shape to fight. You don't even have a marking.
Wait, hang on. What do I make, Gandalf? What does my fortune cookie say?
He acts like that guy in the team who used to do all the work in group projects, but then went, you know what? This time, you guys do it. I'm done giving us all an A on the project. He never has a moment where he shows he cares, mainly just putting down the people who are there to protect the realm, including our main character, who he basically calls a disappointment. Which is true, because speaking of the big issue of this movie, it has to go to Lewis Tan, who plays Cole Young, who when people ask me what's wrong with this movie, I'll most likely point to this character. Now, I have nothing against Lewis Tan. I think he was great in the Deadpool movies, but him in this movie? Ooh boy, man. Cole Young should never have been in this movie and is not important to the plot. Even when they say his ancestor is Scorpion, which is the most stupidest part of this movie, what does Cole do with this information? Does he A, work on becoming a fighter as good as his ancestor, B, call Raiden an asshole and prove that he's wrong and also an asshole, or C, immediately give up and just go back to his family who has barely had a mark on the story in a lazy attempt to have a hero at his lowest point part of the film?
Cole, do not give up on this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm good. I think I just needed a brain scrub of this movie and Mortal Kombat in general. They said that Cole Young was a good addition to the movie as they could use him as an outlet for the audience who doesn't really understand Mortal Kombat, which is why they excluded characters like Johnny Cage from the film, as they thought that'd be too many people in one movie. Yet here's the thing about Johnny Cage. Not only is he a cocky Hollywood movie star who joins the tournament, but he's also the only one there not knowing what's happening, so he would have been the most perfect character to use for explanation of what the hell is going on throughout.
Seriously consider becoming a screenwriter. What in the actual fuck?
And also, his powers would have been a lot cooler to learn and look at compared to this thing. Literal plot armor that is clearly a rubber suit that looks like it was bought from a costume store, and even to this day I still can't figure out what the fuck his power really is. I think it was supposed to be this whole thing where he can take punches more because he's terrible at fighting, so just keep getting hit. I don't know, man. When he got his power, I remember just sitting there blank faced checking how much more I had to watch this film. Even even the might of the thunder god Raiden couldn't help writing a better character, or just some general charisma for Cole. Another huge pain in my ass to me is that this is a pre-tournament movie. I don't mind it really being that, but there are rules to fighting before the Mortal Kombat tournament, and they're thrown out the window here for Shang Tsung to try and defeat them before the fight. It's never explained how he's able to get away with this, which could have just been a quick couple lines and that's it. Like, yeah, let me help you out. Just bear with my voice acting here, folks. I'm gonna try. Shang Tsung, how are you able to get away with this? Isn't this against the Mortal Kombat tradition? And cheating, basically? Sub-Zero, I'm hurt you would think I didn't plan for this. He may be my master, but the great Shao Kahn will do anything to allow us to win this final tournament, including distracting the Elder Gods for me, whilst I kill Raiden's warriors. Boom! Wrote a basic explanation for the movie that could have been done, hinting also at Shao Kahn's powerful presence over the Mortal Kombat universe. One other thing as well, if Shang Tsung came to the tournament and did kill all of Raiden's fighters before the fight, wouldn't the Elder Gods be pretty pissed off and most likely kill Shang on the spot for cheating? They have strict rules about not doing any of the things Shang did that are talked about throughout the movie.
Step off!
Guys, I've said my pros about this movie, but looking back and reminding myself of the cons really just pushes down the pros more, and I see myself really never having a reason to watch this movie ever again. I know that we're getting a sequel next year, but I don't need to rewatch the first one to go straight into the sequel. Will I watch the sequel? Of course I will. I do want to see what a tournament Mortal Kombat sequel will look like. We'll see what happens there. Though I never want to be excessively angry or annoyed at a movie, because I understand it takes a lot of work to make movies, but it's just, I hope that we never get something like this again when it comes to Mortal Kombat or video game movies. It's such a waste of time, and though I know we're getting that Mortal Kombat sequel next year, I'm just like, I'm already voting for a reboot, man. Let's do a DC universe. Let's just reboot this shit. Don't let the director have a director's cut or something. I'm calling it right now. Boom. Let's do a reboot. And for anyone asking what I would do with the reboot, well, of course I have a few things, just a couple things to say. Number one, Johnny Cage, the main character. He doesn't know what's happening when it comes to the game, so he's a great substitute for the audience. Number two, Liu Kang will be the second main character, as he is the true protector of Elfrealm. Did I just say Elfrealm again? 2. Liu Kang will be second main character, as he is the true protector of Earthrealm, to be revealed in later films. Number 3. Shang Tsung at least sort of explains how he is cheating before the tournament. Do exactly what I said, except of course like do some actual proper script writing of it, but just have something where Shang Tsung does bring up that he is able to get away with it for this reason alone. Number 4. Fight scenes last longer and are more brutal. I get it, some people might be like, what are you talking about? The fight scenes in this movie were brutal. It could be more brutal, I'm saying. Number 5. More character development, obviously, especially for main characters, obviously. Number 6, kill off characters, but at least deserving and impactful to story, not just because you need a hero to die. I get it, it's Mortal Kombat, people will die, but just have something going on for the characters. Number 7, have Scorpion at least appear more in your movie, or just wait till the sequel to have him and Sub-Zero for the tournament, instead of just him staring. Number 8, fatalities that look brutal and not a CGI blood mess. Though, I will admit, Kung Lao's one was pretty good for being a CGI blood mess. Too bad you guys can't watch it because of YouTube. And number 9, last but not least, no Cole Young. Like I said, nothing against Louis Tan as the actor, but his character in this movie, don't mention him. Don't bring up a Cole Young, don't do any, no, don't do it, no! And that's just some things that I feel like they could add to either a Mortal Kombat sequel or a reboot in general. Like I said, this is mainly for a reboot, but hey, who knows? Maybe all of a sudden Mortal Kombat 2 comes out and all of these notes that I've taken, they've taken note of these. I mean, Cole Young is going to be in the movie, but, you know, at least they're going to hopefully maybe follow some of the points I've given them. I doubt it, though. They're not going to reshoot this movie in like a year. Maybe they're like Marvel, where they reshoot a movie months before the movie comes out. Who knows? I don't fucking know. You know what's funny? I didn't even mention it, but if you guys are looking for a Mortal Kombat movie to watch instead of the live action one, this 2021 version, the big time Hollywood one, do yourself a favor and watch the Mortal Kombat Legends movies. They're pretty damn good, especially compared to this movie. And that was Mortal Kombat 2021, a real change from my usual reviews. I'm sorry about that, but man, I don't really want to explain this movie's plot. I was annoyed enough already by the movie, but you know what? As a treat for me not talking about the plot, I'll at least play one more clip from the movie that I actually enjoyed.
He's about to get his soul sucked.
There you go, folks. As always, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, then keep up to date by subscribing, and if you enjoyed the video, a like is always appreciated. Until next time though, thanks for watching, it's appreciated.